We good? Oh shit, we already got one. I just closed the door, but Chopper just woke up. Let's see how long that keeps him out. But holy shit. Shout out to my girl. I just fucked up the second to last, the penultimate bowl of beef stroganoff that she made. I know, pause. That shit is delicious. Absolutely delicious, bro. Or magically delicious, like some Lucky Charms. That shit just hit every spot, bro. Every spot. I'm gonna tell her to put that on the list. Oh my god. That shit was worth the wait. Alright, so my fault for being late. Or for starting a couple minutes late and then putting you on the queue forever. I was running a little late on my workout because I work out at home, but the fucking bike reset on me, so I still completed at the same time, but it was just a couple minute lag that just spiraled. And we've got our first visitor today. Come here, Chopper. You smelling my sandals? Yeah, come here. He's gonna put his head inside the sandals for a couple minutes. Oh, he's leaving. All right, he left. But yeah, bro. Hope everyone's been okay. Oh my goodness. I've been working out since the beginning of the year. That was really loud. I'm sorry. And I am down 9 pounds. I was at worst 167, floating to like 165. I weighed myself yesterday morning. I was 156. Insane. Insane. It's because shit like this, bro. I've been not fucking up a donut a day, even though I was losing weight. Somehow I was maintaining and sometimes losing weight, eating one big ass Boston cream donut a night. Now I curb my my sweet tooth with a seltzer. So, you know, even if I eat after a workout, it doesn't matter if I eat before or after a workout, around 9 o'clock or around 8 o'clock really, I get that sweet tooth craving. And there's a whole ass box of Scooby snacks in the house, but I gotta not let them look me in the eye, you know? So I've been popping out the seltzers because we threw a New Year's Eve party last year. And we had a bunch of seltzer left. So I was like, let me just put them in the fridge, see how they are. And I really like them, so now I've been using them. Hello, Goat. A little quiet, but hello. Been good. I probably shouldn't be streaming this much, but I can't help it. The Goat is live. What's good? What's good, y'all? How you doing, B-Rad? B-Rad G? Where you at, Chopper? I hear Chopper. I don't see him. But yeah, been learning to curb the sweet tooth. It's been working out. Although tomorrow I'm like last weekend. The thing is the weekends, bro. Because if I am very good all week, I'm burning 400 calories on the bike. I'm doing my workouts consistently. I'm pushing to failure. And I'm still eating like at a 200 calorie deficit. It takes one meal on the weekend. It takes one ordering out on the weekend. Last week we went to my father-in-law, because we're not married, but my would-be father-in-law, his birthday. And we went to a dinner, and I ate like a fucking 26-ounce steak, but not because I was trying to like overeat or anything, but because the only other steak option was a fillet, which was like I'm not gonna eat a fillet. I don't mind a fillet, but like if I'm gonna eat steak, I want some fat on it. So I had to eat a 20. I had to. My steak was too juicy. I had to eat a 26-ounce steak, and I'm not just gonna eat steak. I'm gonna have something with it. So I had some mac and cheese. Dude, that was like a 2,000 calorie in one sitting. I spent like the first 3 days of the weekend of this week basically undoing that, which is crazy. But yeah, now we good. Now we chilling. I'm glad you guys have been good. B Rad, B Rivera. I don't want to say your name on stream, even though I know exactly who you are. But you already got one of your government names. I don't want to say the other one. How you doing? How you doing? Fucking yeah, White Wolf. It is a little quiet, but I'm not quiet, right? I'm never quiet. I'm only ever muted. Getting started on D&D character. A friend of mine invited me to stream some D&D with him. Holy shit, that's crazy, because after this stream is over, I'm going to be finishing my character sheet for our D&D session. So, I'm going to call him my friend now, but he is my friend. He's my friend now through way of my girlfriend's friend. So, you know, they have their board game girly thing going on, and you know, the boyfriends will also get cool, you know? So I got cool with one of them. We hang out. We play Overwatch together and shit. With him and his girl actually. Um, and what is it called? Yeah, now he's our DM. So we had like a whole Discord chat meeting a couple weeks back where we kind of like took everyone through, or he took us all through the start of our character creation. We didn't really get time we didn't have the time to finish the character sheets, so we all been doing them off to the side in anticipation for the first real D&D session. So that's been fun, and I have to do that tonight because I've put it off for a couple days, a few days. Some events have transpired that have pushed our D&D session a couple of weeks later than it was initially supposed to be, so I've kind of lucked out, but tonight I got to do it because we're hanging out tomorrow and I can't go see my DM and go out on drinks with him if I still have homework to do is the guilt here. But I'm glad you're playing. I assume it's not your first session. If it is, then congratulations. This is going to be my first official session. By official meaning like starting from the beginning and not popping into someone else's session for one single round or one single session. Because I did like a tutorial thing at a gaming cafe nearby. But fun stuff. I like D&D, and I still haven't finished Baldur's Gate. Okay, I have a little experience, and my best experiences through pretty much. That was the most experience I got with D&D was Baldur's Gate, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of people in this new generation of D&D players, which is great. That's what you want a game to do, right? Fuck, bro, one of my hairs just keeps going inside my mouth. But yeah, BG3 I'm pretty sure is the starting point for a lot of people. It's like how Skyrim was the starting point for a lot of everyone's first RPG. Like Skyrim was everyone's first RPG. And that shit changed my life. If not for Skyrim, I would be what you call a ball and gun gamer. I would be playing Gears, Call of Duty. I'd probably be playing 2K. No, I'm kidding. What is it called? I was still playing Kingdom Hearts by then. So I was into JRPGs. And like turn-based stuff was okay. But like an actual open world RPG, yeah, no. What? Who the fuck am I kidding? I was into Zelda and Mario 64. I was never destined to be a ball and gun gamer, actually. The only thing I was destined to be was not play a scary video game. Because I watched my cousins play Resident Evil way too young to be watching them play Resident Evil. Hold on. I'm going to be right back. Oh, I have a be right back thing. Okay, sorry. I went to go fix the mustache. I've realized what it was. It wasn't the. I mean, it was still a hair. But the problem is, it's a hair from like later on that's curling inward. Oh my god. I mean, Skyrim's not for everyone. There are certain like there's RPG styles that just don't fit with the way people want to do shit. Like Skyrim has story, but like there's no character development because it's you throw yourself onto your character basically. And that doesn't work for a lot of people. Like, I love Skyrim. Skyrim is always going to be a special place in my heart. But like, if I'm going to say the best RPG or like one of the best games I've ever played, it's going to be like Kingdom Hearts 2 and Witcher 3 are going to be up there probably always. And then like, even though Skyrim and let's say like Horizon Zero Dawn play similarly in terms of like big ass map, little settlements, go do your thing. One is more linear, and you're playing as an actual character with real character motivations and a past, as opposed to Skyrim where it's like you have no past. You actually are just the Dragonborn. That's the most that your character does, and then you choose the rest. This is going to fucking annoy me. Wow, you guys are experiencing. You guys are getting to see what it is to actually have this mustache. Because some days, it's a battle. As you can see, I'm not curled upward. I'm just like out to the side right now. And that is because sometimes the curl just don't hit. If I don't like put oil in it or like my balm, I'm like, as soon as I come out the shower, comb it through and style it, it's a hit or miss. And ain't no way I'm putting on that balm every day or even for stream unless it's a very special occasion. So sorry, without further ado. Oh shit, perfect timing. Wolf, thank you for pulling up. Always appreciate your presence in the chat and on stream in general. Yeah, go have a good stream and stay safe out here. Without further ado now. One Piece. Chapter 1172. Sorry. Let me do the intro. What's up, guys? Hello, I'm Shonen, and today I'd like to talk to you. What the fuck? I'm so used to using my review intro. Hi, I'm Shonen, and today we'll be reacting to One Piece Chapter 1172. TCB has ads now. An Aokiji hoodie. That's crazy. Anyway, let's jump into it. The Elbaf I Admire. Cover request by Pisa Maru. Some swans rummaging through Bon Cure's cosmetics and putting on makeup. That's great. We got Emu and Luffy, or Joy Boy and Emu. That is quite the decision to make there, Oda. I wonder what. Well, you also have a third swan here that has like the two pigtail things. I don't know what the heck that hairstyle is called. Oh my god. I'm not scratching. I'm not digging in my ass. I just have my robe behind me on my chair, and so the tying thing was underneath me. I'm lifting one of my cheeks. It was not fun. Okay. But yeah, interesting choice here. I don't remember any characters with this hairstyle. It's Bon Clay. I don't remember any characters with this hairstyle, and it's Bon Clay. I forgot entirely that was part of his hairstyle. So we got Bon Clay, Emu, and Luffy. Okay. I saw Quokka for the first time. This is Oda's author's note. It looked nothing like what you see on the internet. A Quokka? Aw, these guys. They're so beautiful. It looked nothing like what you see on the internet. I love how everyone's just roasting the Hyrax these days. It's just like, I saw like 3 posts back to back last night of just straight up, what is this bullshit with her? All right. First page. It's them on the lift. The lift descends to the Sun Realm, and it's whirring, and you have the go sound effect. You got Rayleigh here. There are 3 foes up there. Their objective is clear. They plan to abduct 10 children from Elbaf. It sounds like the Trump administration. Am I right? No, sorry. And so he's talking to the crew. We're getting a little not a pep talk, but like a strategy meeting, which is fun. So they're going to take the children from Elbaf and then take them to the Holy Land. The children will serve as living shields, leveraged to turn the warriors of Elbaf into battle thralls. Oh, you're right. I forgot that's what the goal was. It's been so long. 3 humans did all this. To think that not even the giant warrior pirates, or Yasan, could come stop them. Or could stop them, Hadrian states. And then Gaban responds with, sorry, I have no excuse. Did I say Gaban earlier or Yasop? I hope I didn't say that. Sanji chimes in, they may be kids, but they're still giants, right? How can 3 people our size move them? And then one of them is a woman with a strange arrow ability. The children were unable to resist her. They just kept marching forward. Jesus Christ. They just kept marching towards the West Village Harbor. It's all over if they reach a ship and escape to the sea. I can't read today. It'll all come down to that. Okay. So, okay, they're still marching down to the harbor. That's crazy. With all this time that they had to just march these kids down, we it didn't take much. It didn't take much real world time or in world time to tell that whole flashback, which makes a lot of sense, I guess. But like, how long have they been gone for? Like maybe 20 minutes? Like the kids didn't get there in 20 minutes? All right, if you say so. Why can't we just take the kids back? One of the 3 is a man named Summers. I know a bit about him. He became a Briar Man after eating the thorn fruit. He can freely manipulate vines with sharp thorns. The vines can become transparent, and he's wrapped them around the children. So we can't grab them? That's cruel. Indeed, they're as tough as iron. If we clumsily try to get the kids to break their line formation, they'll turn into pin cushions. It's been set up so that they'll hurt each other. Okay. And on top of that, the last one seems to have the power to make nightmares come true. The things the kids find scary have come to life to prevent their escape. The kids may appear to just be waddling along in broad daylight, but it seems impossible for anyone to stop them. I wonder if the counter to the nightmare ability is for the kids themselves to overcome them. Because we were talking about how Usopp is going to like have a nightmare, like maybe Usopp saves things, but I wonder if the goal here or the win condition here for permanently taking down the nightmares that killing him has manifested here is just the kids themselves like approaching them or overcoming them, right? They either automatically disappear or the kids have to fight the nightmares. I really wonder what's going to be the case there. The intruders have set up some sort of twisted game with their 3 abilities. We'll save those kids no matter what, says Hadrian. Seems like the quickest solution is to target the 3 ability users. Yeah. Even if they're as immortal as they claim, there should be a way to take them down. We could try trapping them or crushing them. Maybe even eating them. Haha, sounds promising. Let's do this. Okay, Roto. That is Roto, right? Damn, I gotta look this up. Not Rodeo. It's not Roto. It's the Sun Realm. Prepare to disembark. Ooh, disembark. Have not heard that since the last time I played Kingdom Hearts 3. Thunk. And it's just absolute chaos on Elbaf. You got what looks like a dragon shooting fire from its nose or something shooting up at it. Haverdin is terrified of it for whatever reason. This is beyond anything I imagined. Are there no limits to these nightmare monsters? Look at that. Is that the great Eric? Oh. Hi, Chopper. Come here. Come here, little guy. Say hi. Say hi to the stream. I'm saying what's up. You just hanging out? Do what you gotta do. He's on his exploring shit right now. A good guy. Okay, so Dory and Broggy were on board it earlier. We're aboard it. Okay. 1 second. Dory and Broggy were aboard it earlier, leading the charge with their crew. But they were shot down by those monsters. That can't be. Is that you, Hadriden? Kashi-san, I'm glad you're okay. I was in the realm of the dead. Tell me what's going on. You won't believe this. Listen closely. Dory and Broggy are trying to kill Elder Ja Rule. They all went crazy. Please, you've got to stop them. Now, I completely forgot that's what their assignment was when they got transformed. I'm gonna be real with you. That was something I completely forgot about. That's what happens when it's been, what was it, 7 months or something since Luffy's last been on page? Since we've been here? Kashi-san, how about the children? Ripley and the others went after them, but we've had no word on their status. The kids may have already reached the harbor by now. Hey, Rhoda. Oh, there's Rhoda. Listen. What? Bjorn was taken? This is bad. My little brother is one of the hostages? Rhoda. And then Rhoda runs off. I'll join you. Me too. So we got a trio of giants going to save one of the kids. Hey, Kashi, which way's the school? Nami-san and the rest should be close. Can you see the fire? It's coming from both the school and the library. Why is it on fire? Holy shit. Anyway, you said Dory and Broggy have gone crazy? That's right. Please hurry. Elder well, sorry. That's Sanji speaking to Takashi. Jesus. And Zoro is the one who asks where Dory and Broggy have gone, or why they've gone crazy. Please hurry. Elder Ja Rule's in trouble. And just like that, classic One Piece fashion, we start to get our map so everyone knows where the fuck everything is at all times. And this map even has a legend at least? No, it doesn't. Just so many people crammed into one spot that I thought it was a legend to show you like what the symbols were. So all the way on the east or on the right side of branch number 8 is the school and the library, which is on fire. You've got Saul just in front of it. You got 5 black things here, and Saul is dead. You got 5 black things here, and then 3 are 3 of the kids separated from the others? I don't understand what the what these other dots are on the branch. By the way, in the middle of the bridge, you got the kids. That's fucking hilarious. Saul's just face planted body. And all the way on the left side, you got West Village, where Ja Rule is, which is close to Quest Castle. And then everyone else's current location, which is also in the middle, but separated by, like, trees and shit. So we got the child rescue team. Hang in there, kids. Be gone, you vile creatures. Sorry, let me start from the right. You got the Walrus School and the library, where 4 people are. Oh my god, that's the Straw Hat Pirates. I was like, who the fuck are these random silhouettes? Near the library, the Straw Hats. I doubt Chopper will be back anytime soon, and Brook's gone off somewhere. He must be up to something. Brook left? I don't remember Brook. The library is burning down. We need to get rid of those arrows before these kids are carried off. Master Dory, Master Broggy, I can't stand seeing you like this. And you got Dory and Broggy, Master Ja Rule, kill Ja Rule. Please stop, captains. Open your eyes. The dummy reversely possessed giant pirates en route, West Village. And then you got the child rescue team. Hang in there, kids. Be gone, vile creatures. And then the hostage group. We're heading to the harbor, aren't we? If we get there, no whining. We're warriors of Elbaf. But we're not warriors, says one of the kids in the back. I also appreciate the way that this map is drawn, because instead of giving us like one whole page or just like one small like panel, it's a double page. So a lot of it is the map, but everything else is like it uses the surrounding panels of this map to like dedicate one panel to each major symbol on this map, which is cool. Like a close-up shot of each major thing. Uh-oh, and we got a transponder snail hanging up. Gotcha. Listen, people of Elbaf. Oh, it's picking up. I will tell you everything before I die. Elder Ja Rule? Our late dear King Harold. Oh, Ja Rule's having a fucking Vegapunk moment right now. Always believed in Elbaf coming together with the rest of the world. And that led to his attempt to join the world government. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do the West Village panel. We have no choice, Elder Ja Rule. Captain Dory and Broggy won't listen to us anymore. If you want to run, run. I won't retreat. There's still something I've got to tell Elbaf. Okay, so I missed that panel. So late King Ja Rule, whatever. But his efforts were shunned and betrayed. You got a ... from Gunko here. Or Adami Reversi, or Possessed Gunko, because I'm pretty sure it's still Emu. 14 years ago, on that fateful day, Elder Ja Rule, I saw it all in my very own eyes. Harold and all those soldiers were killed by the act of a demon. Harold struggled to last. Jesus Christ. Harold struggled to his last breath to keep Elbaf from falling into that demon's hands. Wait, so Loki didn't kill our king? I held my tongue, fearing that our people would rise up in revenge, leading us into an untimely war. Our king never wanted Loki an untimely war that our king never wanted. Loki took the people's anger upon himself when he sailed out to sea. He may have always been boorish, but he is innocent. That's the gist, but it's not quite how I'd put it, says Zoro. Don't get carried away, Elder Ja Rule. Who's saying what here? Who is that? Now, today, 3 new demons have appeared to subjugate our nation. I had hoped this matter was behind us, but we are once more in need of great power. You got a shot of Killingham, who I forget is now transformed into a beautiful fish man. Gunko in the middle with her panties still out. With just, you could see it from the back. We saw it from, sorry, you could see it from the front. I was trying to make a Doja Cat reference, but I realized I was actually making the reference to that one unk from Instagram who, he's like, protect your mommy from these gooners. Oh, we saw it from the front. All right. Seems this job's over. Guess I'll go back to sleep, says Somers. Forgive me, little ones. Cover your ears if you can. Well said, Ja Rule. The Elbaf I admire would never bend the knee, says Usopp. I'm speaking to you now, demons. You can take our culture and history, but let our little ones go. If you think this act will crush our spirit, you've made a grave mistake. We will not show you the same patience Harold did. You speak of subjecting us, and picture our people to save. Yeah. And picture our people to be your slaves. Who the hell do you bastards think you're dealing with? And then that's when. Okay, that's when he says, forgive me, little ones, cover your ears. I read that out of order. If the Harley prophecies are true, this world is bound to face a great divide one day. He's about to have his One Piece is real moment. So be it. From this day forward, all Elbaf will stand against the world government. Let's fucking get it. Do you really think some thorns, illusions, and this little reversey game would be enough to make us bow? I like this geezer, says Zoro. I bet you do. 300 years ago, he was known as the strongest being to ever hail from these waters. What? Ja Rule. Ja Rule was the strongest. We will never submit to your dominion. What say you, proud warriors of Elbaf? Wait, but if Ja Rule just gets hit with a Dami Reversi for like a few minutes, right? Like if he does get turned, even though they're trying to kill him, they're not trying to turn him. But like on the off chance that he gets turned, and then he gets turned back, then the sword's out of his head. Then we have prime Ja Rule, not prime, but Ja Rule was the strongest thing on the seas. I made a thing that I was like, yo, Harold was like the strongest motherfucker out here until Rocks came about. The strongest thing the strongest thing since the Void Century, Harold is the strongest motherfucker. And somebody commented, how could you say that? We don't even know about the rest. And I'm like, well, we know that Emmett was around like 200 years ago. And that motherfucker's not as strong as Harold. So from what we know right now, Harold's the strongest thing that we've seen on the sea since the end of the Void Century. I know that motherfucker's going to be hyped sometime this weekend to remember commenting on my shit and then come back and be like, yo, Ja Rule? Although, even though I don't think this makes Ja Rule stronger than Harold, I think it just means before Harold's time, Ja Rule was the strongest. We're finally here. They said if we get caught up between them, it's over. And then Zoro's about to unsheath his sword. Don't worry, I have a plan. A spark of resistance flares. Oh, sorry. We will protect the peace Harold dreamed of. And then you got the giants running at Dorian Broggie. And then Zoro does his thing. Why is there a troubleshooting guide for discuss? Why does it not work? That's so weird. Yeah, discuss is not working. And that's the end of the chapter. Now, here's my only problem when it comes to reviewing these things is, like, if I want to put my live reaction and the review together with chapters like this, it's not really easy to do. So I would have to, like, actually dedicate a whole recording session to it, which I'd be lazy to do, I guess. But I mean, it's a solid chapter. It's just setup. Like, we just left, we're doing our thing, we're getting back into the action, and we're not preparing for the climax, but, like, we're on the way to it, you know? Or I guess we're technically in it, but, like, no one started to fight yet, really. So 7 out of 10 type of chapter. I'm not really the rating guy, but, like, I've skipped over this panel of Usopp gushing over the fact that the Giants are about to be warriors again. The Elbaf I know and love is back. We get it already, Usopp. Nami yells out. Focus on getting rid of these damn arrows. As if he can? I don't know. But he's actually got hearts in his eyes. It's fucking hilarious. That's good. That's good for Usopp. This just better be where Usopp becomes a warrior, though. Because if the whole thing is like... I already made a video on this, but, like... I was like, well, it's not like... Oda was hyped to draw Wano. Oda never set up Wano as the Zoro arc. We just knew it had to have some Zoro focus because Zoro is from Wano. And he has a sword that belongs to the greatest samurai ever. And Wano's filled with samurai. But there was never anything in Zoro's specific story that he wanted to go to Wano for. Once he was already there, it became, well, just give back Ryuma's sword. We'll give you another one. Same thing with Vegapunk. Or slightly different with Vegapunk, which was... There was nothing really set up to, like, make Vegapunk's arc Frankie's arc. All we had the setup for was Frankie himself just wanting to meet Vegapunk. And he's met Vegapunk, and he's got the gush over it. But there was nothing that really suggested that once we got to the Vegapunk arc, or meeting Vegapunk, the arc would be dedicated to Frankie. Frankie got his props from his favorite, creator. Or his favorite inventor or scientist. Vegapunk was like, wow, you made this? This is awesome. Good shot. Good shit. And now Vegapunk's just still with the crew somewhat, so there are more opportunities for Frankie to be like, yo, teach me something, or, just I made this thing, just quickly check on it, and then they work on something together, maybe. That is the hope. But Usopp is completely different. Usopp has been talking so much since the very beginning about, I need to get to Elbaf. I want to visit Elbaf. I want to become a great warrior of the sea. And part of that is by getting to Elbaf. So if he was just like, wow, I would love to see Elbaf one day. I would love to just like walk around it and just like see what their culture is like, then that's cool. That's the expectation, is to make sure that Usopp explores Elbaf. But no, Usopp, where he's different, is he set up the expectation for, I need to get to Elbaf because I have to have a character arc there. I have to have something change within me once I get there. And I can't have that change until I get there. So if there's no significant character arc or takeaway that Usopp has from this visit that fundamentally changes something about him, it doesn't have to change his whole, it doesn't have to become like, edgelord or whatever. But he has to stop being a pussy. Or at least if he's going to be a pussy, then do it in spurts. Don't, he has to be able to like, oh, am I called upon from my captain to do something? Bet, I'm going to do it. I'm going to lock in real quick. I probably won't be crying about it, or I'll be holding back tears at the very least. So that's the expectation. That's the difference in the expectations there. But I'm liking it. I mean, it's a cool chapter. I like this chapter. I'm glad with the Ja Rule reveal is crazy. The strongest being to ever hail from these matters. Yeah, that is wild. Herald birth. One Piece timeline. So I'm scratching. World timeline. Okay, so yeah, 200 years ago. Damn, the oldest thing that we have is 188 years ago? Oh, no, we don't. Jesus Christ. Yeah, 158 years ago, Harold is born. Harold and Kashi are the same age? No shot. So yeah, 200 years ago, Ja Rule is like the shit, which is awesome. Actually, it's 300 years ago. Sorry. So about almost 150 years ago, before Harold's birth, Ja Rule was goated, was prime thing. I wonder if we'll ever find out like anything from that time. I'm also glad that Ja Rule mentions the Harley, because that brings it back into play a little bit. It makes me think, okay, maybe sometime soon Vegapunk pops out to be like, here's a cool little device that we discovered from a few thousand years ago that might have to do with the Harley type shit. Why I'm on the Yu-Gi-Oh 101 subreddit right now? I'm trying to get to One Piece. See what people got to say about this. I can't wait for the inevitable. Was the top comment on the One Piece chapter 72? Can't wait till for the inevitable gag where Gunko tries to control Zoro with her arrows and he still gets lost. That's great. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad that Ja Rule has officially declared war on the world government. The only thing is, like, there's no one here to really document that, right? Like, it's not like this will be in the papers tomorrow, unless Vivi pulls up with you know who. But damn, my shit, that light's shining bright on me. Okay. But yeah, that's the thing. I have nothing really to say about this. I would have to this is one of those chapters where I would have to just sit down by myself, go scene by scene for the review to be like, okay, this happened, then this happened. I like this. Maybe this means that. And then, come up with something else to talk about. This is a cool little reaction. Now, what I'm very interested in reading, once I'm done with the stream, is that motherfucking JJK Modelo, because I'm at chapter 3. I finally read chapter 2 yesterday, and bro, shit has been been pretty fun. I like it. Nothing has really happened yet, but I see a couple of the scans of the spoilers of the latest chapters, and I'm just like, oh shit, that's pretty. I got to get to that already, so I'm hyped to finish it. Which I will try to do tonight after I do my homework. All right, I'm done here. I got nothing really. Well, wait, hold on. Do you have anything else I want to talk about? Where's my shit at? Oh, yes. Holy shit. Super big announcement before I go. I will no longer be uploading to TikTok. I will be deleting the app. I'm deactivating my account. So if you are seeing this on TikTok, it is probably because this is the last video that I upload here. I'm not fucking with the new rules and regulations or whatever. I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I'm going to post this clip just to remind y'all, like, if you want to see more content, if you want to see more short form content, first of all, appreciate you. Second of all, you can just go onto my Instagram, go onto YouTube. All the same stuff gets uploaded. The problem I have now is I'm going to have to switch the way I do captions, because I did really appreciate the way that I did the TikTok captions. So that's going to be the only thing that sucks. But you got to do what you got to do, right? Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate y'all joining in. Oh, well, we're about to hit an hour, too. All right, so it wasn't too long of a stream. I didn't rattle off too much. Wait, is there anything else? Yeah. I mean, I wanted to talk about the JJK episode. I don't really have much to say. Well, actually, you know what? Someone said the JJK episode was 5 chapters long. That it covered 5 chapters. Now, I know it covered 147 because that was skipped over for the Maki episode. But I wonder. Let's go to like 151. Okay, so 152. All right, so 152 is the end of the Zenin massacre. So we cover 153. That's the very start of the episode. Oh, sorry, that's not the start of the episode. That's after we get the panda thing. So 147 and then 153, 153. A lot happens this chapter. Like this 153 on its own was like half of the episode, I feel like. Okay, yeah, and then we don't 154. So the very last page of 154 is covered because we skipped over the Megumi bit of it. They rearranged it, and then we got 155. Where the fuck is where is anyone getting 5 chapters of coverage, or even 4 chapters of coverage? You got the panda chapter. I'm gonna go back and make sure that the panda chapter is only 1 chapter. 147. No, this is that whole chapter. So 147. 153. And then 155. Because 154 is, they switched around the order. That's 3 chapters. We went from 5 to 3. I mean, I'm not complaining at all. I'm saying, like, I was kind of spooked because I made the call that we get to 215 by the end of the whole Culling game season. That we ended on 215 instead of 221. Because the pacing at that point was there. Actually, I have a thing for this. Because after the Maki Massacre episode, or the Zenin Clan Massacre episode came out, I was like, I don't want to read everything. I like staying kind of blind, even though I've read the manga, but just like not rereading it so I can stay surprised by some of the stuff or by most of the stuff. But I went through and I was just like, first page, last page, first page, last page. What happens on the first page? What happens on the last page? Just so I can mark the scenarios. So let me switch over. Okay, there we go. Damn, I'm white, bro. Why am I white? There you go. I'm a normal human being now. I'm a decent man. So first 2 episodes, 3.5 chapters. 2, 5. I called 3 for the next episode. I thought he was just gonna meet him, which he kind of just did. Right, like they still like start the fight, which the start of that fight fucking had me crying on the couch, bro. I cried 2 points in this episode, or nearly came to tears 2 points in this episode. The first was seeing Panda cry, because that motherfucker and his backstory hit hard as a manga reader, and so I know it's gonna hit hard when we get to the anime. But just seeing him actually cry in the anime was like, oh damn, tugged at the heartstrings. And then I cried of laughter when this panel, this fight, which look at how it is here. So I'll full screen it. You've got the glass getting thrown at Yuji, and then Hakari hitting the door close while Yuji is what is it called? Dodging or deflecting the cup, and then he avoids the train doors and then has to block. This is such an even fight. It only stops being even when he gets caught, right? He gets caught by the second train door. That's not at all what happened. I'm not gonna go look for it, but this motherfucker, how could he hit him with a 3-piece combo? He hit him with the first train door, and as the first train door was closing on him, hopped onto the tape. Actually, no, he threw the glass at him. The glass broke. He hits him with the first train door, knees him in the face, and then hits him with the second train door, and then just straight up grabs him. This is not an even fight in the anime, as you would have it think it is here, which is much cooler for Hakari, but also just because that one shot was held the entire scene, and I was just like waiting for them to get intense or whatever. But no, it just like it goes from like, all right, this is a cool shot. I like this shot. I could stay in the shot. I would rather see more of Hakari's face or whatever, because we just got to him. But it's okay. It's still a cool shot. I'm enjoying the atmosphere from this. And then that shot just works as a perfect angle for the comedy that is the 3-piece combo. But yeah. So I had the meeting Hakari. So we're back to 3, which is within my expectation. Because yeah, I expected us to hit 4 or 5 a couple of times, but then I went back and I was just like, let me count what I think, like how I think the pacing will actually work. So ending with the Kashimo reveal will probably be the next episode. Kashimo and Hiromi intros, proper intros. Enter the Culling Game. Yuji versus Hiromi, Megumi versus Reggie, 2 separate episodes. Plus Takaba. Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna compress this, because like condensing, like, and I only put this because these came out to 6. I assume it's gonna be a 3 episode pace consistently, and then we'll get some jumps. So what is it called? Yeah, there's a couple of points in here like 6.5. And then you got the 4.5s for the Maki and Naoya rematch, and there's a couple of 4s, which is fine. But if not, right? And then I didn't understand how to do the last 2 episodes here, because 229, it kind of taps out early. Like if I assume a couple of heightened pacing episodes, then we kind of end a little bit early, right? If there's a 25 episode season, then it ends a little bit early. Unless this is not 25 episodes, it's actually 24. And that would make sense because if we end halfway through, and that's the end of Sendai, that's episode 12, that's exactly halfway through, we get to 24 episodes. And then the last episode would be 29 through 221, or 219 through 221, which makes sense. 19, 20, 21, yeah. Makes sense. There you go. The thing is, though, this last episode, would we, like, we're I think we're gonna be well past in Chain. I think with the pacing that we're doing right now, like, and they could probably cut this into 2 episodes. The thing is, like, that's 13 chapters. That's a lot. That's a lot to cut. Like, this is 9 chapters. If you cut this into 1 episode, that's a lot. I understand we cut 5 into 1, but 9 is almost double that. But then again, that fight is a little bit... No, I was going to say that fight is a little bit easier because it's literally just them going back and forth. But no, you have a whole training arc for Maki in the middle of that fight. So how do you condense that, right? And also make that training arc, while keeping that training arc meaningful for her character's, like, arc to be completed or whatever. So that puzzles me. But there's a couple of points in here where I think actually we do end on either... We either end on 25 episodes and the entire thing is done, or we end on 24 episodes and the entire thing is done. But yeah, there's a couple here. I'm updating my... What is it called? My prediction that we end on 225. Not necessarily a prediction, although I did kind of commit to it. But more so like, what do I think will happen? Because that whole video was just about, I don't think this is going to become a movie. And I kind of just, like, didn't want to be like, I just don't think it is. So when it comes to making these short form things, and just trying to make a quick argument, I can't really flesh out everything all the time, which is why I had to flesh everything out in the last comment section for the Sukuna versus Gojo one. Because I was like, yeah, I just based off a couple of statements, it doesn't seem like Gojo would have won anyway. But then, you know, you get Gojo fans that are like, no, whatever. So it was just like, all right, let me flesh out the argument and why I actually think it is. And the whole argument is just that Heian form Sukuna is just stronger than Meguna, right? So if they're already tying in domain clashes, and you got 2 extra arms to focus on output, those domain clashes are no longer ties. Either because your 2 arms are increasing the damage you're doing to the barrier on the outside, breaking it sooner, or your 2 arms are being used to block attacks more, which keeps your endurance or does less damage to you if you're Sukuna. Meaning, again, instead of breaking the barrier, Gojo's barrier quicker, your domain just collapses that much later. And then that way, what is it called? Gojo has to use more reverse curse technique, and he burns his like restoring his shit out quicker. Well, not that actually that he burns it out quicker. It's that Sukuna has to actually, yeah, that's what it is. Sukuna has to burn out has to use less reverse curse technique to what is it called? To heal himself and whatever. So he has more in the tank. Now that I'm saying that out loud, actually no, that's not even the argument. What's good, heck? The argument even, I just realized this now. Maybe that's why people aren't really convinced by it. Because that has nothing to do with restoring himself. The brain matter thing is not about the reverse curse technique. It's about using reverse curse technique to restore the curse technique itself. So really, it would only be the 10 seconds that's the difference. Damn. Okay, maybe that's why people aren't really finding it that attractive, or at least the video people are reacting to before they even get 2 seconds into it. In terms of my actual argument that I've been making. Yeah, it's not necessarily that, which is crazy because people haven't pointed that out yet. That's fucking nuts. I don't like every time I've made that argument in the comments, no one's called me out to be like, that's not how reverse curse technique works. Like they've not differentiated the different. They have not separated, that the healing the brain thing. Right. Hold on. Look this up. I hate this. Like the jump app just be freezing, bro. See this? I can't do anything right now. Stupid. So we're looking at 2:30 when Sukuna's about to declare victory. Is the whole argument. Is the entire argument, right? He had just summoned Mahoraga, or Makoda, I like to call it. So by this point, Sukuna is getting hit with has been getting hit with Void for about what, a few seconds, less than 10 seconds at this point. This right here was the difference in 0.01 seconds. But Unlimited Void hit him inside Satoru Gojo's domain in the 2 minutes and 40 seconds since the last domain expansion. Malevolent Shrine collapses. So because of that point, now I'm waiting for the anime to flesh this out, or the movie or whatever. But at some point, right? Hold on, let me change my fucking camera because I don't know why I'm like this. I'm no longer censored, you know? Centered. What's it called? Enclectic. Spelled enclecta. But, so here's the thing. You got Sukuna here. It's the last I talk about this fucking argument. Sukuna gets hit with Unlimited Void. His domain breaks in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Shrine collapses. Now, the thing I'm waiting for, because he gets hit with Unlimited Void twice. Like, I don't understand this. So, the difference between them activating this domain was 0.01 seconds. This is the last domain clash in this battle. So does that mean that he got hit with Unlimited Void for 0.01 seconds and it did enough damage to make it so that he could not activate another domain? No, because they've been doing it for 3 minutes and 9 seconds, or just about 3 minutes, I'll call. So 2 minutes and 40 seconds since the last domain expansion. Malevolent Shrine collapses, which means he gets hit for unlimited for about 10 seconds. What is it called? He doesn't get hit with Void. Oh no, what the fuck? So Unlimited Void hit. And then it hits again. Right? It hits for 0.01 seconds here because of the delay in activation, which does enough damage for him to get yacht like that. Right? That's him for the 0.1 seconds of him like damn wincing. Gojo seizing the opportunity and quickly charging in and capitalizing off of the opening. But it seems like they fight for the 2 minutes and 40 seconds after that. And then the shrine collapses and Sukuna gets hit with Unlimited Void for an extended amount of time. Like this is like the 10 seconds that he gets hit for, right? Because it's a 0.1 second. In that 0.1 second, Gojo hits him the first time. And then the second time when his shrine collapses first, he gets hit again. And it's for a total of just under 10 seconds. Ain't done yet. Still ain't want to crush his heart, lungs, and liver, so he's close to death, whatever. So Gojo goes in for the final strike here. And then you got the summoning of Mahoraga. And this is still in Gojo's domain. Right? Mahoraga breaks the domain here. He sets Sukuna free. Sukuna cannot survive here, getting hit by Unlimited Void. So Mahoraga does it. Cool. And then Sukuna reveals basically that, yeah, you know, when I was using Mahoraga when I wasn't using domain amplification. Right? While not using amplification inside of domain, I use Ten Shadows technique to Fushiguro. Which is crazy. Again, this is crazy. I spent so many fucking hours just like trying to be like, no, bro. I will clarify my argument one more time after this. And no one pointed this out. This is the only thing that after hours of debate I noticed. And no one was able to fucking point out why Fushiguro or Megumi gets hit with adaptation, with Unlimited Void for adaptation, right? It is because this shit here is the tiniest bolding I've ever seen. The can't miss attacks with regard to him bolded. Can't see that. He bolded. He here is referring to Megumi. If you do not notice this bold, you would think that he is Sukuna, which is what I thought for the longest until very late last night. But there you go. Unlimited Void hit 0.01 seconds a moment ago. Impossible. Regardless of the wheels turning, Mahoraga manifested after that. This shit is confusing. This is why I'm saying the anime has to clarify this, because what do you mean 0.01 seconds? It collapsed for at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And then the narrator says that for a total of less than 10 seconds. So why is Gojo saying that Mahoraga would have adapted to Unlimited Void 0.01 seconds ago? Like, are you telling me that 229, both of these things happen in 0.1 seconds? Like where is the 10 seconds at is my question. Is it when Sukuna is battling Gojo and he's turning off amplification? No, it doesn't seem like it. Hi, baby. Oh, it's Chopper again. Hi, Chopper. It's both of ya. Oh my god, both the Pookies are out. So yeah, while not using amplification inside the domain, use 10 Shadows technique to have Fushiguro shoulder the adaptation. So is he just... Oh, I get it now. Sukuna never tanked. I mean, he still took what's it called? Unlimited Void for 10 seconds. But he did not tank it while he was turning amplification off. What I initially thought was whenever he turns off amplification, he's doing battle with Gojo, so he's still keeping physical contact with Gojo, which is established in 227 as the way to avoid, what is it called? Taking damage from Unlimited Void. You can see him hit, he hits him a couple of times, right? Look, boom. Tap, tap, tap. He's just keeping contact with Gojo through amplification. And then he turns off his can't miss attack because he's protected from amplification, but for the most part. And then the domain clashes, right? He keeps contact with Gojo, and then the domain clashes. But the binding valve for negating him 11 shrines can't miss command inside Gojo's domain barrier further increased power outside the domain. And Sukuna survived by Unlimited Void by touching Gojo. So he does not get hit with Unlimited Void. But he already summons 10 he's already using 10 shadows technically in this moment. During this domain battle. Whenever he turns off amplification, because he's just keeping contact with Gojo here. Turns off amplification, and whenever he does that, he touches Gojo, and just since he has the protection, Mahoraga does not. So, he's letting 10 Shadows adapt. He's letting Mahoraga adapt, while making Megumi's soul tank Void. Which is crazy and makes more sense as to why Megumi could not resist Sukuna. After the bath, but even after Yuji calls out to him later on. That actually puts a lot more in perspective for me. Because once we get to 229, right? He's like, no way. There's no way that Mahoraga adapted within 0.1 seconds of that difference. Which, again, this difference is weird to me now. Because this is 0.1 seconds? You're telling me that he opens the domain, right? He opens this domain 0.01 seconds slower than you, gets hit by Void, Gojo hits, and then 2 minutes and 40 seconds later, Shrine collapses. Right? Unless the last domain expansion means the previous one, not the current one. Which, again, I just need that clarification. Because the last domain expansion is technically the one that they're currently in. Yeah, I ain't done yet. Unless this domain clash here actually lasted 0.01 seconds. And they're saying, the narrator here is saying the 2 minutes and 40 seconds since the last domain no, it's the expansion. Whatever. Since the last domain like the only other way is this, what they're talking about here is the last clash ends 2 minutes and 40 seconds later. These guys open their domain, but since Sukuna's a 0.01 seconds later than Gojo, it immediately collapses because he gets hit with Void. And instead of having to tank Void for 3 whole minutes because his shrine is no longer active, Mahoraga gets summoned, and boom. Because he doesn't summon him yet. With this treasure I summoned, it's the first time he summoned Mahoraga, so how the fuck does he have it being adapted? I guess he's just using 10 Shadows and keeping Mahoraga there? I don't understand. Like, I just don't get how Mahoraga is able to adapt while Megumi's soul is what's tanking it. Unless he's like, he has Megumi summon Mahoraga inside the 10 Shadows or whatever. And then that's how he's doing it. Because, yeah, Unlimited Void it only hit for 0.1 seconds. That means that this last clash lasted 0.01 seconds. And the way that Sukuna got out of having to tank Unlimited Void and just die, because he would have had to take it for 3 minutes, was immediately summoning Mahoraga. Which is crazy that he could do while being affected by Void. And so that clash ends. And I guess that's technically a wasted clash because Gojo opens it. But then again, we've seen him open it for like a 10th of a second or whatever. So yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I need the anime to explain that part. That specific clash. And my attack will end this. What the hell? Then you can't open your domain again. Okay, so this explanation is what I really want to get to before I present the argument. By using reverse curse technique to repair burnt out innate domain, you push yourself too far. Curse techniques are engraved somewhere around the right prefrontal cortex. You were destroying your brain with curse energy and healing it with reverse curse energy or technique to reset a burnt out curse technique. Okay, so the curse technique is what's burning the brain. And Gojo's technically always healing his brain with RCT because he always has infinity up. So he's used to doing it, which is why he can take that gamble. No way, doing that even once would be too risky. The brain is like a black box system, especially when it comes to curse techniques. It isn't that easy to heal. So he almost died 4 times, and if he did it just again, that makes 5. So I don't understand what he means by he almost died 4 times. It should be established at this point that Gojo's always healing his brain. So it shouldn't be like this should be a not gamble for Gojo because he has it on all the fucking time. I thought Gojo was used to healing his brain, but if after effects are manifesting, then Sukuna is better off for having done it less. So it seems like Gojo, yes, is always healing, is used to healing his brain through keeping Limitless and 6 Eyes up or whatever. But the domain is the difference. Opening his domain and repairing that often is fucked for his head. Now, 1 second. I want to quickly go over to like 226 when they start the domain clashes. Actually, I think no, it's one before. Nope, there it is. So we got yes, but Gojo already showed it to Sukuna, which means Sukuna used Kenjaku to turn his soul into a cursed object and divide it into 20 among 20 fingers, and that single occasion was enough for him to learn how to become a cursed object. Which means that Sukuna can also probably repair a burnt out curse technique with reverse curse technique. So, and then they do it again. Yeah, so Mahoraga is already adapted at this point. Like that's the wheel spinning. So from their first domain clash, he's had Mahoraga on. But like, I just want to see the animation for that. You feel me? I want to see the like, where's the tell? 1 second. I don't see it anywhere here. He looks menacing. He looks like the that one face from Solo Leveling, the iconic one. So they clash. Effective range of Sukuna's domain reaches outside the exterior of Gojo's domain, so immediately gets crushed. And then Gojo learns, well, can't let that happen again, right? Jesus fucking Christ. And then, Sukuna's gloating. So yeah, it's not even that Gojo. Okay, so now I think I have enough. Let me just go back to 230. How far am I into the stream? It's been a half an hour, basically. And this woke me back up. I was feeling a little drowsy. I was going to end stream because I was a little tired. So yeah. There are limits compared to flesh and bone. Even if you open a domain, you'll either die or you won't have the precision to combat me. Next time, I'll close the domain with a barrier. You'll have nowhere to run. And then I'll dice you up and adapt to infinity as well. Now, I don't understand what he means by adapt to infinity. How would he adapt to infinity? Whatever. Either way, this is the big moment here. Total 10 seconds. Less than 10 seconds. It's just like Gojo. He took enough damage to his brain that opening a domain was impossible. So Sukuna does not take enough damage to his brain through the amount of times that he's healed his curse technique. He took the damage from Void. And herein lies the difference. So the whole thing, the whole banana. Hold on. The whole argument here, which I now understand, is not that Sukuna burns out Gojo's reverse curse technique. It is that a Heian Sukuna has considerably more strength / durability to either focus his extra 2 arms on breaking Gojo's barrier quicker than the 3-minute timestamp that we have, or he uses those extra 2 arms to defend against more Gojo attacks, which means he takes less damage, and thus his domain breaks. Again, it's either he breaks the barrier quicker or his domain falls later. So if he takes less damage from Gojo, Well, actually, it's not even about if it takes less damage than Gojo, because reverse curse technique is not what we're talking about here. It is the fact that if there's no longer a tie with their domain clashes, then the sequence of events plays out until 2:30. They clash, they clash, they clash. And then we get to this point here where he doesn't even need to pull out Mahoraga because he does not get hit with Unlimited Void. There's no... What is it called? There's no delay for him to get with Unlimited Void because they're no longer tying. Why did this go back to 226? Yeah, you see the moment in 229 here, maybe just maybe I think Gojo's domain was slightly faster. That does not fucking happen anymore. Right? Because Gojo's not doing damage. What is it called? Jesus Christ, what am I talking about? I keep trying to say the reverse curse technique thing. The difference is Gojo no longer hits for Unlimited Void. Because if they clash and it's no longer a tie, then Sukuna's using way less, right? He opens up one last thing. There's no what is it called? There's no window for Gojo to hit Sukuna with Unlimited Void if there's no longer clashes in domains, or the domains no longer end in ties. Jesus Christ. If the domain clashes no longer end in ties. There's no window for this to happen in 229. Because Sukuna would have to use... What's it called? He would have to use less... What do you call this? Technique to heal his fucking brain. Right? He's used to healing his brain for the domain expansion, but he no longer has to use that extra bit to heal his brain from UV. And then the moment of 2:30 plays out, where he opens up his domain one last time with a barrier, and this difference, right? Like, nonetheless, he took enough damage to his brain. Total less than 10 seconds. Took enough damage to his brain that opening a domain was impossible. Sukuna's not going to underestimate the amount of fucking power that he has in his brain, or how much damage he's done to his brain. So it still plays out. And I know there's one... Wait, hold on. And there's one counter to that, which is that, right, the delay in 229 happens. Actually, that is where domain amplification comes back into play. I forgot. The one counter is 229 itself. The same time again with a nail biter. So they expand again, the last domain expansion, the last clash. And Sukuna's is slightly slower. Domain amplification, let me see. Let me double check. Can domain amplification protect against sure hit techniques? Because I know I'm going to find the fucking exact wiki. Yeah, it will negate any technique in encounters and weaken the sure hit effect imbued into opposing domains as well. So it completely nullifies the technique. It will nullify infinity. Infinity. It will not nullify, but weaken the sure hit effect of Unlimited Void, which means those 10 seconds that Sukuna takes when he is turning off amplification, or turning off his sure hit and turning off amplification inside Gojo's domain, no longer hits his brain. Where is it at? Oh, it's on 227, sorry. Right. The binding valve for negating malevolent shrines can't miss command inside Gojo's domain further increased power outside the domain, and Sukuna survived Unlimited Void by touching Gojo. Now he turns off amplification. Canine Flower domain open. Is he used to this? His output's ramping up. You can't use innate techniques which are engraved in flesh, but Curse techniques that have already been applied to the domain are another story. So he's fighting with Gojo here. And then he turns off his can't miss. Or no, I think he has it off and Gojo just notices there. So in order to destroy Gojo's domain from the outside, Sukuna focuses effective range compared to Shibuya, thereby boosting the power. So closing his effective range out does it already. Right? It's enough to do enough damage that these remain a tie, or that now that Gojo's closed his barrier to like the size of a basketball, that these still end in ties. The Binding Vow for negating Malevolent Shrine's can't miss command inside Gojo's domain further increased power outside the domain, and Sukuna survived Unlimited Void by touching Gojo. So his sure hit is off. And he turns on, he keeps on amplification to negate the effects, right, of Gojo's thing. But his sure hit is still on. So they cancel each other out. But he turns it off, and he turns on amplification to undo most of the damage, mitigate the damage here. But then he turns it off. If he does not turn it off, if he does not turn off sure hit, he does not need to turn off his amplification. He does significantly less damage to his brain. And then he fucking hits 230 plays out. I don't understand how people see this any other way. I don't understand how, like in an actual scenario, Gojo's gonna realize this, and he's gonna try to figure out a way to get Hollow Purple off. We all know this. But the argument that I've presented has not been fucking defeated, which is why I'm really weirded out about. What is it called? Yeah, because I would assume that at some point Gojo was like, "Oh fuck, I might be fucked here." Like after the first time that he activates the basketball domain, and he realizes, "Oh shit, that didn't really work out for me. I had to like reverse curse technique myself for like the last 10 or 20 seconds of that, and that shit hurt or whatever." And it takes a lot out of him. Then he does not open another. I don't think he opens another domain after that. I think he tries to figure out a way to do Hollow Purple. But either way, well, like once you burn out enough and you try to like use red, use Hollow Purple, whatever, you're still using up that bit, and you cannot open a domain after that point, right? If Gojo goes all out on Hollow Purple, then what the fuck is it called? He starts to repair his brain. Either you use Hollow Purple and repair your brain, or you use domain expansion after repair your brain. So either way he goes, he does not have enough to open that last domain, and 230 plays out. But I can't get to that point with anyone, it seems. Yeah, I'm really trying to just quickly figure this out before I end stream. And I'm going to give like a quick update on the TOTK situation. Well, not situation. It's not a situation. Yeah, I just don't see it. Unless it's like stated that the total of 10 seconds or the total of under 10 seconds, like if that's in the last domain, then that means that's because that would actually kill the argument for me. Which is that, what the fuck is it called? If that totaled less than 10 seconds bit happens in the very last domain, and that domain actually did not collapse after 0.01 seconds, then, what is it called? If it's in the let me make sure I get this right. If it's in the if the total of 10 seconds is actually inside the last domain. Yes, if the total of 10 seconds is that last domain only happens. Yeah, that would make sense, because that means that no matter what, Sukuna is going to get to the point where he lags behind Gojo. His what is it called? His domain opens 0.01 seconds later than Gojo's, and he gets almost 10 seconds of damage to his brain. Otherwise, if it's happening through if it's scattered, that 10 seconds is happening scattered through each other domain when he turns off amplification, then it just means that Sukuna does not have to take any of that damage, right? He's taking way less damage to his brain throughout the other clashes because he's turning off amplification. He doesn't need to do that if he's in Heian form, because he no longer has Mahoraga to worry about adapting, whatever. And I assume that the 10 seconds are happening in between their punches, right? They're battling it out for 3 minutes, and he's using amplification, turning off his sure hit. So he still has a little bit of damage being done to his brain when he's amplified, but it's like one like every 2 seconds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. In those gaps, he's getting hit with Void. Every time he touches Gojo, which is when you see him pat Gojo's chest, and also when they're actually physically touching each other, when their fists are colliding, even when Gojo's hitting him, he's still touching what is it called? Sukuna's still touching Gojo. So it'd be clap, clap, clap. In the spaces of each clap, they're touching. They're touching, they're not touching. Touching, not touching. That's happening like for 3 minutes straight. But it's happening so fast that along these domain clashes, it's total less than 10 seconds. Again, that only happens for 2 reasons. Sukuna has to turn off amplification. And then he has to let Mahoraga adapt. And then he has to turn off his sure hit, which why the fuck would he need to do if he has 4 arms and increased output? It doesn't make any sense. So he has increased output, has stronger durability, or has more durability. I don't necessarily think that his brain has more durability, but in terms of like his shit is going to clash less. He's going to push Gojo quicker. Gojo's going to have to either hit with Hollow Purple and still not have enough for a domain clash. The difference is fucking Sukuna gets to activate his domain in 230. That's literally the whole thing. People strawman the shit out of this argument. Like, oh, that means he can spam domain? No, he can't spam domain. No one said he can spam domain. Does that mean he wins instantaneously? No, he's not win instantaneously. This is 230. This is about 8 chapters into the fucking fight, which is like 14 chapters long. Anyway, that's it. That's my rant. I'm about to go finish my character sheet, read Modulo, and we'll see what's good. As for the TOTK thing, I'm at the, what is it called? I'm in Akala right now because I didn't realize that the game actually, it's not pointing you to Akala for like later. It's pointing you towards there so that you can go to Hebra, Elden, Akala, Lanayru, Kakariko, Hateno, Gerudo, and then Farron. And obviously, at some point, Snowfield. But I thought the game wanted you to do Akala somewhat last because the last tier is an Akala. But what I recognized after finally biting the bullet and going there before I thought I was supposed to go there, which was already after Gerudo, the tier does not manifest until all the other ones are found. So you can go to Akala safe. There's no risk of hitting up Akala and then accidentally discovering the tier. The only tier that you can accidentally discover while just following the main story, technically, is the 8th tier. Is the fucking plot twist in the flashback, or in the story that's happening, the pre time skip story. I don't know, in the past. So I figured that out, which is fun because Akala does great. It's a perfect place to start. I won't turn on the game just to show you, but like it's a perfect place to settle down between the first 2 temples and the next 2 temples, because you get to go to Tarrytown, you get to build a house. You probably don't have that much money, so you build a bullshit house. But it's okay if it's a bullshit house. You can now build the Tarrytown house little by little as you do the next 2 parts of the game. And then so by the end of the game, you have your own little hub. You have collected all the special weapons. You could put them in your weapon racks. You could just make a cute little humble abode with a couple of paddocks, add some horses to it. That's cool. That's fine and dandy. Actually, I'd make, dude, if I did like a more humble home and I did like 4 paddocks, that'd be fucking awesome. I'm gonna try that out actually. So I like the idea because it's like the dream home is cool, but like what the fuck do you need it for if you just wait till the end of the game when you can actually buy all the shit? Like, no. If you need like 3,000 rupees to build the dream home, you can either just go back to Elden and farm a bunch of ore, or just go sell ore, or sell your shit, your ore to 10 apiece to Ramela, which is already introduced to you while you're in Eldin. So you know, like, all right, if I come across other like Amber or whatever, like if I come across other shit, there's a couple of other Stone Talus encounters. If I get some gems and I collect 10 of them, I go to Ramela. I get some money, and then you could do it that way. Or you could just sell the shit that you have. Like you have a bunch of fucking items that you collect on the way, and monster parts, and you could just make meals. There's no reason why you wouldn't just be able to go up to any beetle and just sell that to him, or just go up to the person in Tarrytown that sells the monster extract and just sell them a bunch of shit. Get money for your house, build your house. But I like the idea of like you build a small humble home. You have 2 pieces that you're given for free, which is the foyer and the bedroom. So you just put those 2 together, save it for later, come back, go do Lanayru, do your thing, come back to your home after like every temple, or after the last 2 temples, after Hateno, after whatever you want, after Kakariko, after Hateno, just do whatever the fuck you want. And then so by the end of the game, you're adding the finishing touches to your home. You're scouting the lands for the rest of the side quests that you have to do. You're actually preparing for the Ganon fight. And Tarrytown's like quest that you did a while ago is part of that. I also just kind of stood against Tarrytown because I was like, I feel really bad sending her name, who I forget, Madison. Sending Madison to Gerudo before I've completed it because I know that shit's it's a wasteland, right? She's gonna be in a bunker, or I was like, I don't know where the fuck she's at, but it turns out she is in the bunker, in Gerudo Town, with the rest of the kids just chilling. If you send her there before you get to Gerudo, so that made it feel better. But yeah, that's been the latest update. All 4 dungeons are complete. The Spirit Temple. I'm in the middle of that quest, but I took a detour to Akkala to do other shit. And currently I'm at the foot of Lanayru Mountain, about to get up to the goddess statue there, which is the 3rd goddess statue. Which is pretty fun because Farron comes from the last temple, right? You get there when you go to meet Taro, and it's the only spring. It's the only it's the only mother goddess statue. It's the only goddess statue that's actually literally inside of a dragon, right? The more iconic one is clearly at least in Breath of the Wild, the more iconic one is the one on top of Lanayru Mountain, because it's got the dragon with it when you first encounter it. But the cooler one for the lore is the one in Akkala, because it's almost quite literally the spring from Skyward. But canonically speaking, the last one that you should get, or chronologically speaking, the last one you should pick up is the one in Farron, and that's the one I picked up first because I didn't go to Akkala and because I did not go to Lanayru Mountain. So I'm trying to figure out Lanayru right now. I'm trying to figure out Lanayru Mountain's path, like when the game wants you to do that, and it feels like you would do that right after doing Kakariko. So you do Zora, which you do Zora's Domain, you do Kakariko, and then what is it called? Then you hit Lanayru Mountain. And then maybe you just parachute down to Hateno from there, which to me is weird because it feels like the game has you go in through the back of Kakariko Village so you can come out the front, hit up Dueling Peak Stable, and then go to Hateno after that. And then you also have your horse with you so you can make the trek back perfectly fine. Whereas if you go to Hateno from the top of Lanayru Mountain, you have no way of getting back. You have to teleport. And I like the idea of like actually traversing the lands one time each on horseback. So it makes it feel a little bit realer. And that way you're only teleporting to like grab quick shit, or like go grab a side quest or whatever, or like finish a side quest, or like deliver something to finish a side quest. Instead of like, oh, I'm just gonna fly on a fucking hovercraft everywhere and miss the entire landscape. Because if you get too high on a hovercraft, or if you get too high in the sky at all, the game just becomes foggy. So I hated that. And I really enjoy the horseback ride to Hateno. And you basically have to go there on horseback because you have to help Haz's crew, whatever, at the Hateno fort. But yeah. All right, that's enough. I'm 2 hours in. I'm 2 hours in. We're done here. Either way, the TOTK video is still going slowly, but surely. All right, we're gonna throw Modul on, and then I'm gonna reopen my character sheet. I'm gonna reopen Discord. Sorry, I'm preparing. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Appreciate y'all as always. What's it called? I'm pretty busy this weekend, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get out. Ooh, I'm going to see the GOAT play. I'm going to see LeBron play this fucking weekend because I saw a little. Before I go, I saw his documentary crew. I saw a post that was like LeBron has his own cameraman now documenting this season, which means it might be his last season. It might be that he just doesn't want to announce a retirement and then have a season after that because then they make too much of a big deal out of it and he doesn't want that or some shit like that. Or he's doing it early so he can get some footage so that, you know, in case he doesn't get to play as many games, he has more than just the last year for the documentary. Or other option, he has the crew because he's still undecided if he wants to do another season. He's like, in case this is the last season, let me just get some footage from, you know, so I can have some of my own footage from this. Either way, the documentary has started. The production on the documentary has started. So, seeing as though I don't think he's coming to Brooklyn, I don't know. I didn't check for Nets tickets, but either way, I would prefer to go out of MSG because it's easier for me to get to from here. And also, like, if I'm going to go see LeBron play, it's going to be against the Knicks. I'm from Brooklyn, love Brooklyn. The Nets are cool, but the Knicks are obviously the more iconic thing. So I'm going to go see him play the Knicks on Sunday, which is going to be great. I got to go Dolly because my homies are not able to make it on such short notice. But, yeah, it's whatever. Go see LeBron play from some decent seats. And finally get to say I finally get to say I've seen him play in person. I've seen potentially the greatest basketball player of all time play in person. A dude who I spent hours, probably actual days watching through that Golden State rivalry. Because that was prime time basketball for me. That was like when I was at the right age to like actually catch the games and wasn't really doing shit with my life, so I could really watch them all the way through. And I was like young enough to be invested in just the sports. It's just like it became a hobby for a while, basketball. So it's cool it's cool. It's announcing something that I'm doing is cool. I think it's fun that I get to finally see motherfucker play. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, yeah, I'm cut out here. Thank you all for watching. Love y'all. Y'all be safe. Let me end the recording.